Santa takes a leak. I remember being at the mall when I was 8 and seeing Santa Claus relieve himself in the men's restroom. I was excited because we were going to see him that day, but I didn't want to disturb him, as he was hardly in his element. I watched him, though. His red suit, his white beard coming down his belly, his loud, echoing belch coming off the walls, his spread-legged stance, and the way he looked straight up at the ceiling as he shook the dew off the lily, as they say. It was quite an honor to stand next to him and use the big urinal and act like it was nothing substantial to be standing next to him, as though I didn't even believe in him, the way my friends Roy and Travis Massey no longer believed in him. I believed in him, though. I believed he showed up at our house on Christmas, and it didn't matter that we didn't have a chimney because he could come in through the front door, which is what he preferred because, as my mother told us, he had some lower back pain from always picking up after the ungrateful elves. The Santa in the bathroom was a very tall man, younger than you would think, a bit depressed in the eyes and unshaven under his beard, if such a thing is possible. "Ho, ho, ho, kid," he said to me, zipping up his fluffy pants. I didn't say anything back. I just stood there and peed on my shoes. He looked at me, raised his eyebrows, shrugged his shoulders, and walked out. That is when I realized the most terrible thing I'd ever realized. Santa doesn't wash his hands after he uses the bathroom. How awful, I thought to myself, and I was horrified. All those little bacteria, the little flus and colds and cancer bacteria that grow in small villages on a person's hands if he doesn't wash them. I could see in my mind the village of bacteria on Santa's hands, a kind of Tim Burton version of the microbial North Pole. All the textures and contours of the village correct, but the colors off. Grays for greens, blacks for blues, lots of coughing, lots of mad cows. I washed my hands and joined the family already in line. I watched as Santa's dirty hands grabbed kids to pick them up and set them on his knee. I watched as he patted their backs and, heavens, no, their heads. It made me want to throw up.